ku bijyanye na experience y'aba diaspora, the opportunities, challenges, living a life, building a life in the diaspora, kukaguma uri connected mu gihugu cyawe.
Nta nubwo njye abantu bakwita mu diaspora, ariko I did not take that title. My job was quite stable kiriya gihe, like after September ntangiye iyo nzu almost maze kuyisakara, nahise mbona izindi site nk'ebyiri, so I was literally mingling through 3 sites at the same time. Aho rero ngira ngo nibwo naje kubona opportunity yo kujya gukorera Dubai in a whole different sector. And the first time nta nubwo nashaka kujya, I was like, man, ibi bintu rero ntago nuba biri serious. Why would you take my career away after all?
How different was it from the civil engineering career you had?
It was totally different. I was doing logistics. I was doing shipping. I was doing sales. I'm in Yakavila G+1, if you people understand. Ubwo ni inzu igeretse rimwe. And then mbona hari visa. It had 2 months. Yo kujya ngo mbe ndi Dubai. Bigeze nko muri 15th January. And nsigaje like 9 days. Anyoherereza itike. Ubwo nagiye kuwa kabiri 9 AM in the morning. I left with Kenya Airways. Kuwa mbere nari mu kazi, nari kuri site. Ndi bugende the next day. Nari kuri site ndikora abafundi bageze hehe harabura iki byose. Nta varize nari mfite.
Really trouble kugira ngo letinge ko.
All that. So kuwa mbere nubwo byari bimeze nibwo naguze varize niko nagize gute. And then ninjoro nka saa 4 nibwo nagiye gusezera mu rugo. Narasohotse the second day njya gushoping utuntu no kureba muri quartier, ngarutse aho ndambaga ndahabura. I couldn't find my house. I was really lost. I felt like a baby. I was learning how to walk and finding places. It was very a foreign nation, as foreign as it can be. And narindi kuba hano ari only like tall buildings you can't see in front of you, only like but the pastor is Rwandese. Now he's under new life here, so it's quite like a branch here Dubai. I went there on Tuesday, nageze kwa gatatu, kwa kane I was in service, continued my ministry as a church drama or something. Life kept on going. Yeah, faith was not anything to question about. I lost my wallet along the way. I was like, what the heck? So it took me 3 to 4 months kugira ngo mbone residence card. Ikintu cyambere nakoze no gufungura bank. Exactly. Ibi byose nageze ndabikatinga, like nabo ntibari bagishoboye guhemba already. The company had lost and all that. It was not for anyone to believe and yeah. Ariko it was still there but not functioning as it used to. So I lived my life ntangira nyine kubera, if I am here, what can I do? My sister yashaka kugura imodoka, my cousin sister. I started with her mugurira imodoka for my first time and everything. So that was my learning table, kumenya what goes around, what works. No ndi kubikora njye nyine no with the company.
So how did it go?
It went very bad. Way too bad. And this is my sister. No, ntabwo nahiye. But I didn't know who to partner with as a solo person now. As a solo shipper and everything. So I did a lot of mistakes on that table. No mfata umuntu ndayimuhereza. It took 3 months kugira imodoka igere hano.
Muraho neza. Hello, welcome to the Million Podcast. Amazina yanjye nitwa Lisa Kagina and I'm your host on today's podcast. Ntabwo ndi jyenyine, mfite umushyitsi in the room, ariko tugiye kuganira ku bijyanye na experience y'aba diaspora, the opportunities, challenges, living a life, building a life in the diaspora, kukaguma uri connected mu gihugu cyawe. So, mfite my brother in the room, my brother and a good friend. I call him by the name of Hero. Arivuga.
Right. Thank you very much for having me. Nitwa Tega Daniel. Hanyuma nkaba n'inshuti ya Kagina, twariganye muri secondaire. Yego, nishimiye kuba hano kuri Dominion Podcast. Murakoze kumikaze. Merci beaucoup.
tukaba turimo tuvuga ukuntu yabaye umu prefect by default kubera ukuntu ameze akoraga sound system kuri assembly and then nyine gukomeza kuba prefect more than most of us if I think correctly.
ngira ngo yari assistant head girl wacu
ntabwo tujye muri ibyo
and njyewe nta kintu nari nshinzwe basically nuko nafashaga iyo byabaga bikenewe but yeah.
And you did the most. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So nkuko nabivuze rero we're going to discuss about ukuntu aba diaspora cyane cyane Rwandans tumenye ubuzima bwabo bwa buri munsi bimeze gute. Hero I think hashize imyaka myinshi ugiye kuba hanze nzi ko twariganye of course high school wiga university mu Rwanda you had a career mu Rwanda n'ubundi and then eventually uza kujya hanze Dubai to be specific right. So mbwira mbere ko tugenda ko wagiye kuba hanze ubuzima bwawe mu Rwanda bwabimeze gute, how did you make that decision, byagenze gute ubundi?
Merci, ntekereza ko nta nubwo njye abantu bakwita mu diaspora ariko I did not take that title really. Nize hano nkorera hano for a long time, more than 25 years. So ubuzima bwanjye ko bwari bumeze rero I went to school like everybody else, went for my college cyangwa university, nkora ibintu nakundaga n'ubu ngikunda, and then I started a career afterwards. Ngira ngo nanayitangiye when I was still a student. Hanyuma along the way ashize like I graduated 2023 and then 2024 mitangenda. But that did not cut out my career because I had started my career around 2018 like this. When I was studying I was still working. Ubwo rero ubuzima bwanjye nuko bwari bumeze. I was doing site works because I did civil engineering. Nakoze for some time kandi bikunda narabyize na big hustle muri Kist, abantu bize muri Kist burabizi. It was fun and tough and quite the whole building blocks of a career, yeah.
So mbwira muri make how uko watangiye career yawe uniga muri Kist, tuzi ko ari ibintu bigoye pe byonyine kwiga muri Kist, that's aho ufata umwanya uhagije. How did you manage kubikora mu Rwanda? How did you even start gutangira fresh mu kazi kawe? Byari bimeze gute ubundi?
So ngira ngo twavuye muri high school and then dutangira ibintu bya application. You're confused which one you take, washaka gukora iki. My brother had done engineering muri electronics and telecom. I was really inspired by his work. Nashaka kubikora and he gave me a word of advice. Arambwira, this is not going to go anywhere in the future. You could actually consider civil engineering. And I looked it up, ndabitekereza ndabireba, and then I actually agreed with him. Ndabikora, they gave me the school because I had ngira ngo natinze amanota akenewe kugira ngo ube wakora civil engineering. And then I went. Maze kujyayo rero before I joined hari site y'umu bofre wanjye yatangiye ari gukora ama estate. So that is where I started as probably umuntu ushinzwe ibintu organizing a site, ibikoresho and all that. And now I'm doing civil engineering in year 1. Now I'm not even an engineer. I don't know what I am. I'm simply working and studying at the same time. Ariko it gave me a passion kugira ngo ibyo ndi kwiga nze kubihuza n'ibiri hano ndi gukora ngende nkura. So I did like 6 months ndi mu mwaka wa mbere, tugiye muri vacation for the first year. Nza gusaba umutipe w'engineer nawe, this is what I'm learning, please help me grow in this career kugira ngo igihe kizagere. No, I'm an engineer more than whatever I'm doing. So nakazi biza guhinduka where I started being like an assistant engineer in my year 2 or something. No muri Kist rero bagira ukuntu bagira ngira ngo ni UR nyinshi bagiraga ama long holidays. So we could study from like October to June cyangwa May, and then from June cyangwa May like that kugeza muri October again. It's a long holiday of 5 to 6 months. So all that time iyo site yaje guhagarara, so I could find other sites now kugira ngo njye guperforminga, njye kwiga, nkore my internships. I was really lucky and passionate about it. Abantu bakagenda bampereza izo opportunity, not paid though, but because I loved it I would invest kuva mu rugo nkajyayo. I worked those things to make sure ibintu nkunda ndi kubikorera. So it worked out for me. I pretty much think so, and I'm thankful for it.
Actually abantu benshi ntabwo they don't get to have that opportunity kuba bakora ibintu bakunze no kwiga ibintu bakunze and then you have the opportunity yo kubikora n'ubundi.
Right.
I think ni ikintu kenshi usanga urubyiruko duhura narwo nacyo kuva ati mu by'ukuri uhisemo kwiga ikintu runaka probably because you wanted it to cyangwa se wonaga ari ibintu bigezweho cyangwa se ko ariho future ariko ugasanga hari mismatch y'ibyo ukora n'ibyo ukunze. So ntekereza kuba waragize that opportunity ni ibintu abantu benshi batabona.
Right.
So fast forward bigenda gute? How did you noneho urasoje kwiga you continued mu gukora akazi bigenda gute?
Ndasoje kwiga ubwo that was like 2022 and then mu kwa mbere 2023 I defended my thesis and now school is done. I have to sit figure out my life now. So with like I had compiled ndi kuvanga indimi muri yaki twari tumaje guhuza nari maze guhuza nk'imyaka nk'itatu kuva 2018 kugera 2022 urumva harimo like 2-3 years of experience. Noneho ngiye gukora rero ngiye gushaka akazi ngiye kugira gute. I started applying different places NPD and birangira mbuza akazi. I couldn't find a job because abantu benshi bari kunsaba degree. I didn't have a degree yet. Haburaga igihe gito ngo to graduating baziduhereze and even that wouldn't guarantee komfita akazi. Now it was just a trial. And then in that moment, a friend of mine twiganye, he was ahead of me muri high school, yari afite site Rwamagana. And then I was like, instead of sitting, reka nze dukorane for now as an internship. If you feel like I am capable of delivering the results, then we can do something about it. So that was 2022 muri Feb.
Wagiye nk'umukozi ugiye gukora cyangwa yiwe also uko navango na internship utari paid ibintu byangibyo?
And it was an internship with facilitation. I was an engineer because I would head the site. It was a very big site muri steel uruganda rw'ibyuma muri Rwamagana. So I was an engineer, a junior engineer now, without papers. Let that be noted because I hadn't graduated, but I had what is needed on the market to do. And twari batatu. So it depended on who is available. Most of the time, I was every day on the site, 6 days a week. And then the last day I would travel back to my house, back in Kigali. Yeah, that was it.
I remember that was a busy season for your life. So you dupangura nk'ishunga zenga bikatunanira.
It was nice. Exactly. I looked very, very dirty that time and it was fun and very dirty at the same time.
I mean, the engineering in the site, but
yeah.
Ubu experience ubwo na amezi atandatu njye uka munsi mwe I think ujya kugenda twarahuye waje kwenda ku kazi. Ugiye kugenda nubwo I think you had told me before cyangwa icyo gihe ariko mbwira how did that decision come about? Unoneho ubu ngubu ubasha kubona iyo opportunity nyuma waje kubona kandi kazi cyangwa se nubwo waje kuba ati noneho ndagiye?
Ngira ngo afterwards narahavuye byararangiye by'iyo internship. Ngira ngo ntabwo nabonye akazi. Ndagaruka I Kigali. I sat for like 2 weeks mpita mbona akazi ko kubaka I Kigali because I was tired yo gukorera mu ntara. Narahakoreye like in the 3 years I told you nari mfite icyo gihe as I finished university. Most of it nari mu ntara Bugesera, Rwamagana and all that combined. I was really tired because I couldn't live there. I didn't feel like it's home and I was supposed to come every single weekend. I was really tired. Nari ndi gusenga ngo Imana ifashe mbone my career, a job back at home in Kigali and with payment iri fair. So bya bindi bya Rwamagana birarangiye. I come after 2 weeks akazi ndakabona. I was quite settled with it. And then I started working. It was still nagomba kuba site engineer icyo gihe hano Kimironko. I was working with a new young company and I started working from that to 2022 September like this. I lived in inzu y'akavira G+1 if you people understand. Ubwo ni inzu igeretse rimwe kugira naza kugira abantu bangira. Nagomba kuyihedinga rero from aho yari igeze nkayirangiza. Ngira ngo nagiye kuva muri career nyisoje kabisa abantu bagiye kuyimukiramo. Yeah.
none se okay reka tujye ku mafaranga ubona mu Rwanda the payment ijyanye na skills umuntu abatanga.
Well, that is really a very broad question, and my career is very young to give like an honest opinion about that. No, ariko to me, it seemed fair. I just finished school. Amafaranga ntabwo yari menshi, si yari na makeya. I was quite content with it. Nakibazo. Ariko when you broadly were considering ukuntu Kigali meze with the lifestyle, it can be considered an underpayment because of the demand, the time you spent in school, the amount of money you're being paid for. Ugasanga people are living like the rat race, like paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes even a paycheck is not enough for that. And yeah, it's just a young country. We're 30 years old. Kuvuga ngo Rwanda ugiye kurushyira kuri level y'ibindi bihugu, hari ibintu byinshi birengagije.
Yeah. Hanyuma ubwo uragiye. Ngewe manzi umbwire ukuntu kujya hanze byaje. Ubwo wamaze kugira stable job.
Right. My job was quite stable kiriya gihe, like after September ntangiye iyo nzu almost maze kuyisakara, nahise mbona izindi site nk'ebyiri, so I was literally mingling through 3 sites at the same time. Icyo gihe with that young company, my career was quite promising, kandi narabikundaga, and aho rero ngira ngo nibwo naje kubona opportunity yo kujya gukorera Dubai in a whole different sector. Yeah, the first time nta nubwo nashaka kujya, I was like, man, ibi bintu rero ntago nuba biri serious. Why would you take my career away after all this time struggling for it kugira ngo nyibone? And umutipe wari ugiye kuma kazi is a Rwandan American, arambwira you find like your traveling documents, that is passport. Mu buzima bwanjye nta nubwo nagize ngira a need for passport. I was like, nayo nari mfite. Okay, ndavuga uyu mutipe umpaye akazi ndi bumusabe ngo nshakire passport, ndayigenda ndayishyiramo ndatuza. So I really thought it's not gonna happen. Nyishyiramo nikomereza akazi kanjye, we graduated muri Kist after all that time, ndakomeza. Nkumva ntabwo ari serious.
Mwemuzanye umuntu?
Yego.
Okay.
Yeah, we knew each other. Ko yari yaje mu Rwanda turahura, turaconnecting, ambwira about the business that he has. Numvaga ari just an idea of which I wouldn't oppose or support. I was just there. Yeah. So ngira ngo as we continue, passport ndayishaka, ndayimwoherereza. I kept doing my life. Before I knew it, muri November aranyoherereza visa.
Ibikuki nagiye kubyishakira byose.
Yeah. And then mbona hari visa. It had 2 months. Yo kugira ngo mbe ndi Dubai. I literally had 60 days kugira ngo I have to be in UAE. No, mbe ndi UAE. Like 2 months to be here cyangwa mbe naragiye.
Okay.
Not more than 2 months. Nabyo ndabignoring. Ndakomeza ndakora. Site yanjye yari yarahagaze icyo gihe twakozemo ibintu wazamo utubazo tw'umujyi wa Kigali, but I kept on working. And ariko nkumva ntango biri serious, nkumva ntango bizakunda. But in that moment nibwo nagize confusion. I was like in the middle of 2 lines or 2 careers at the same time. Should I leave my career for this? And then the money was very good. Ugereranyije nayo nari mfite obviously. And when I mean very good, it's very good in terms of numbers. Ariko nawe nkumva I'm not going to sacrifice my career for this. Nyuma y'ibyo nkomeza kubifata as a joke, as I just said. Hanyuma ubwo November iraza iratambuka, atangira kumpamagara, uritegura kuzagenda ryari? I was like, I have no idea. Nkahora mukwepa. Bigeze nko muri November in the middle cyangwa irangira, I was also confused. I didn't know what to take or not to take. So I prayed about it. Ndasenga ndagira gute Imana iranyihorera.
Oh yeah.
He kept quiet. So I had to use my brain or something. Was I expecting a voice like go or stop going? I didn't know.
But God talks to us in different ways though.
Yeah, exactly. But he really kept quiet. So I had to take up my man up. Why am I going? What are the reasons and everything? Yeah. Na abantu bose nabwiraga they opposed it except nyirango umusista wanjye umwe mukuru. Twasaga naho turi gutekereza ibintu bimwe. So ngira ngo impamvu nakunze ibyo yatekerezaga nuko almost matched up with my thinking. Ubwo rero I took a decision yuko I'm going. And then I told my former boss now, who was my current boss at the time, I might travel. So be ready if I do. Site ndakwirangiza, but if it is not done, uzashaka undi muntu in my place. And that is like December. Ubuzima burakomeza no more. Ubwo nari nsigaranye almost 1 month or something. Yeah. And then January came. Nari nsigaranye 20 days. Nagomba kuba ndi Dubai by 24.
Were you ready?
I was not. I will tell you about it. Ntabwo nashaka kugenda pe. Ariko sinashaka no kubireka. Because to me, I'm moving away from my career ngiye no kujya mu gihugu without me paying for it. I'm not investing a lot in it in terms of cash or anything. And it's a new experience. I was like, let me go do it. Nibyaga, I will bounce back. No, my career is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, bigeze nko muri 15th January, and nsigaje like 9 days, anyoherereza itike.
He was serious?
Yes. And then it was like, uzagenda 23rd, kuko visa yanjye agomba kurangira kuri 24th. I had like 9 days. Itike mba ndayibonye, I told this guy I was working for, I'm going on this days and everything. Nabwo nkomeza kwitinga as a joke. Ku buryo nagomba nagiye kuwa kabiri 9 a.m. in the morning. I left with Kenya Airways. Nyuma kuwa mbere nari ndi mu kazi, nari ndi kuri site. Ndi bugende the next day. Nari ndi kuri site, ndi kuraba abafundi bageze hehe, harabura iki byose. Nta varizi nari mfite.
Really trouble kugira ngo letting go.
All that. So kuwa mbere nubwo byari bimeze nibwo naguze varizi, nibwo nagize gute. And then ninjoro nka saa 4 nibwo nagiye gusezera mu rugo because I didn't leave home kuva natangira my college. Ndagenda bagerera I'm going. Ariko nari narababwiye mbere, but just I went to say like I'm traveling tomorrow. But 10 p.m. nibwo nari ndi. Yeah, and akavuyo ko kari kenshi pe because I didn't know what to decide at the moment.
Yeah. So okay, reka wenda se nk'uwihuta mbere ugezeyo ni icyo wabonye, ugurambwe the first experience ugezeyo mbwire mu minsi yose yatambutse uko wagiye ubona misconceptions abantu bafite cyane bigoye kuba hanze wumva the fear utazi ibyo ugiye kwisangamo aho ngaho reality wasanze yari iyihe?
Reality is different. Icyambere uraho n'amabag uri ku kibuga, what I've never lived this life before, but you're going anyway. Ndagiye ngezeyo mfite a short layover Nairobi, and then nimugwa ndataha. I mean, I boarded a plane to get the XB. There's a guy who was supposed to pick me up at Azarampata. We went, and the whole place looked different. I'm telling you, I was confused. I didn't know where I lived. Ku buryo narasohotse the second day njya gushoping utuntu no kureba muri quartier, ngarutse aho ndambaga ndahabura. I couldn't find my house. I was really lost. I felt like a baby. I was learning how to walk and finding places. It was a foreign nation, as foreign as it can be. And narindi kuba ahantu ari only like tall buildings. You can't see in front of you, only like, it was crazy. But it was time to learn and everything. Ariko bigezemo hagati n'akazi nagiye gukora mbona ntago biri kugenda, sinzi ibintu barimo, like I'm going back to my career. Yeah, I was like ngiye kubireka bino bintu. And then I sat down, kwa kundi bikorana inama urabenze nimbireka, I'm just losing before I even fight.
Yeah,
that's how I stayed, to make sure I fight.
So it wasn't a scam.
No, it wasn't. It was not.
Ugezeyo urakoze wumvisha ushatse gusubira n'iki byose, but you had to stay back.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
To do what?
Wakomeje kuba ukiri muri ibyo bintu cyangwa waje kugera aho urashifting?
No, narabikomeje, nagumyemo, ariko numvaga ameze nk'umuntu ufunze kabisa, because ugize mu gihugu gishyashya, they had to process my residence, nta bank nagiraga, nta telefone, like I was lost. I have the phone, ariko nafite SIM card, you understand? And then I had to tell a friend ngo I'm charge the SIM card, and kugira ngo you get used. That is normal standard. Yeah. We're talking about normal life experiences. Ariko I was like, I have money. Where do I keep this money? I was walking with money.
You had cash?
Yeah. I didn't know where to put it. No mobile money. You guys are rich here. I was like, nachi. To the moment, at one time, I'm not used to carrying wallets. I lost my wallet along the way. I was like, what the heck? So it took me 3 to 4 months kugira ngo mbone residence card. Ikintu cya mbere nakoze no gufunguza bank. Exactly. So nkomeza in that career bigeze nko muri 6-9 months of the career. Ntabwo ibintu byagenze neza. Nabona
How different was it from the civil engineering career you had?
It was totally different. I was doing logistics. I was doing shipping. I was doing sales. And the company was also very young. It's as if I was supposed to babysit it, to izamure and all that. And the investor was not around. He was in the US. It was quite chaotic. It's a rough beginning. I was used to it anyways. It's not my first time to begin.
So you shipped everywhere? Cyangwa mufite ahantu mushipping say Africa?
Yeah, most of the time it was Tanzania, that is the Salaam port, and then Mombasa, Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, that's East Africa most of the time. Yeah.
So, how along the way when
Yeah. The company lost. Kubera ko the investor was not around. N'umutipe bakoranaga who was supposed to be my boss on the ground. Nawe nyine ntago byagendaga neza. Niba they literally made loss along the way. No mbona nyine birabacanze. Kugeza ntaruzuza umwaka rwose. I let it go, not completely, ariko I let it go. Bakomeza barwana n'ubuzima bwabo. I lived my life.
You lived in Dubai still?
Yes, I did.
So how we can get like day-to-day life? Yeah, good. Akazi bari kiguhemba?
Ibi byose nageze ndabikatinga like nabo ntibari bagishoboye guhemba already. The company had lost and all that. It was not for anyone to believe and yeah. Ariko it was still there but not functioning as it used to. So I lived my life nangira nyine kubera if I am here, what can I do? Exactly.
So hari abanyarwanda mwaramaze connectinga abanaga?
Yeah.
Okay. Kuko numva icyo gihe abaye njyewe bisanze muri situation unless you had backup y'ibyo watekereje in case bibaye you transition in that moment yari imeze gute?
It was a very slow transition. Ariko ntabwo ibintu byose at this age I'm not supposed to know everything to move really. Ariko nyine ni byiza kumenya then you move. But if you don't and you're in that position, what do you cry? What do you do?
As long as you're breathing.
Exactly. You're breathing. Inzu yo kubamo irishyuye, ibyo kurya birahari. What else?
Figure out so you had that already.
No, inzu nari kuyishyura nyine yuko kwezi rishyuye. Yuko kwezi rishyuye, ibyo kurya sindi bubure. Reka turebe. Nimbwire ko nkaburara nzataye wacu. But I was not on the plate really.
Bigenda gute rero?
So where I left ntangira gukora like part-time jobs and all that. Now when I was like for 3 to 4 months and then nabyo biza kurangira it was part-time. That is when I realized I can actually nabareka n'ibyo part-time nkabireka I start working for myself. Exactly. So nibyo ngibyo nakoze bikora from October. Koka kenshi summer yahari I believe very dry, not a lot of activities because of the weather and everything. Hanyuma ubwo hajemo aka winter, that is the winter from October to probably April.
Which year was that?
2024. Because I left 2024 Jan. Icyo gihe summer rije, that's when I started. Ndavuga what do people do here and everything. Then my sister yashaka kugura imodoka, my cousin sister. I started with her, mugurira imodoka for my first time and everything. So that was my learning table, kumenya what goes around, what works. No ndi kubikora njye nyine no with the company.
So you had experience ya shipping, gutanga like shipping goods and nk'ibyo.
Yeah, part of it, yeah.
Yeah. So now your sister agusubye favor, umufasha kugura imodoka. That's your first learning experience for your own.
Yes.
Okay. So how did it go?
It went very bad. Way too bad. And this is my sister. No, nabwo nahiye. But I didn't know who to partner with as a solo person now, as a solo shipper and everything. So I quite did a lot of mistakes on that table. No mfata umuntu ndayimuhereza. It took 3 months kugira imodoka igere hano. When my cousin sister had ko imodoka namaze kuyigurana nayimweretse, she sold the car she had here. Kugira ngo mu kwezi irabihageze. That's what I told her, and that's how it usually goes. But this person yikoreye ibindi. He used my money for other things and then iratinda. So it put me a lot of pressure ya hatari, ariko it's life. I learned no kumenya I can use this one, I cannot use this one. It's the price you pay for new environments. Maybe tari hanze no hano Kigali people make mistakes. So it was quite hectic but very informative to me. Yeah.
Okay, so your experience ya mbere iciyeho nibwo wadisadinze kujya into reka kubitubwira. Now how did you transition to you working solo? What did you do exactly?
No, I really when this car was moving, I was also praying. These are people you cannot run from.
Yeah.
Every marriage, every funeral, this sister is going to be there. You ate my money. You ate my car.
Kind of experience nk'izo nyinshi cyane.
Exactly. Dubai had those cases, which is not fun. But I wasn't going to choose that. So finally, because imodoka irahagera, it looked like quite a hectic path to take. I believe it was possible, regardless of the challenges. So from there, I'm gonna do this. I'm just beginning. Nobody knew. Dubai, I never did post about it. People are used to me to build houses. Now I'm selling cars. What do they pick? So I stayed there. Let me work on myself. And the posting in that is October, now November and December. I called the other boss now and I said, what is your take about this job? Your company, what are you planning? Clear goal. And then I came back in June 2025.
November, December, warabonye abakiriya cyangwa waruturongeye kubona undi mukiriya?
Nta abakiriya nongeye kubona. Nakomeze kwikorera ibintu byanjye biri solo biraho. And then ndanza kugaruka rero mvuga ubwo abantu byanditse muri kontra aho tugikorana, what is it? Nashaka kumva nyine what is the idea afite nk'umuntu nyiri company. Ndaza rero mu Rwanda yagomba kuza hano for a wedding. I boarded a plane I came without him knowing. And then ariko nari mbizi ko ari hano. Ndaza namubwira what bimeze gute, why did you do this, and bimeze gute.
So he had gone silent on you?
Quite a bit, not so silent, quite about that particular subject. So I'm quitting. I came here to quit. No kugira ngo bibe official that I'm there solo cyangwa ngume hano.
Okay.
So nanakoze one way ticket coming.
Umva gutazasubira cyangwa just
I was like, let me go figure it out.
Okay.
Ndaza rero turabona now we ended the deal fully. Ndangije ndituriza. Ndi muri ibyo nari kwendinga the deal with him. I did it in the first week nageze hano. Mpura nawe mutipe twakoranaga engineering. Nsanga afite umuntu ushaka kubaka inzu. Ntabwo afite umu engineer. Icyo nakoze naguze inkweto za engineer. I went back to site. Exactly. In my heart I quite missed the career. Because nanga ari nakoraga nanga. I went back kabisa. Nakubise hano like 3 months. Naje muri vacation yo kwitinga ndanongera ngo nijyo ngije nubatse amazu like 2 projects nizo nakoze, and then I was like this is not what I want to keep doing. Like ngende to keep doing my personal stuff in Dubai. So I went back. Exactly. That's what I thought.
Kuko ndi kureba wagiye tubishaka uragarutse usuye mu byo washakaga. Umvishe nanone wacu batse go back to Dubai for my solo thing.
Yeah, it was quite payment related.
My friend.
Yeah, because as much as I love this, since you know what I saw in the book, it's called Psychology of Money.
Yeah.
As much as you love something, if you're doing it on a schedule you cannot control, with the return, with the fiteho control, you end up not hating it, but not liking it as you should probably. So that's what happened. Nabaye amafaranga ndi guhembwa nubwo yari make by the way. People can even scream for the money right now. Ariko with the exposure I had, with my future goals, it wasn't really matching.
Yeah.
So I was like, kama mbaya niko Waswahili bavuga harya. I don't know which language is that. Ariko I'm stopping this. Ko n'ubundi ndabifite. Now you cannot take my degree away. Reka ngende ngerageze and see how this goes. Exactly.
I have a curious question. Utugiye hagati aho ngaho, how did you maintain your faith?
When I went cyangwa
yaba kuburi ubuzima bwo kuburi hariya uri hano kuko we all know ko that's a multicultural country ufite abantu batandukanye, you're faced with all these things. Even that experience y'ubuzima bwawe ubwabyo uza ugenda watuwe nyine ko at one point actually I think it's most of the time you pray to God and where's the direction, but how did you maintain the faith yawe ucamo ibyo bihe byose?
To me, faith is a very important part of my life. Nkigenda rero, first of all, nabwiye my pastor that I'm going. I didn't want to go silent, but that is because I was serving at my church in the music department. Hanyuma ndamubwira I'm going because of this and this and this and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Arambwira nugerayo find a church. There are probably churches there. When I went there, nsanga ari umushuti wanjye. So there is a church, Rwandan community, like quite mixed with East Africans. But the pastor is Rwandese. Now he's under New Life here. So it's quite like a branch here in Dubai. I went there on Tuesday. Nagezeyo kuwa gatatu. Kuwa kane I was in service. So I started being part of the church. From then, n'ubungubu niho ndi continued my ministry as a church drama or something. Life kept on going. Yeah, faith was not anything to question about, because without it, I don't think I'm complete. Yeah.
So now you're back there, ukomeza with imodoka, choose imodoka.
Yeah, when I came, strategically naraje mvuga ngo let me see how this goes muri igihe ndi kubaka ariko se undi gutekereza iki. The reason nagize na pressure yo gutansubirayo, when my residence card would be cancelled if I spent 6 months without being in the country. Yeah. So I only spent 3. Ndavuga like let me go, but also follow up with what I wanted to do. So I told people now this is what I do.
So now you come out on social media.
Yeah, but not really social media, like my WhatsApp, my close friends. If you need a car, call up on me. Like, let's do this. Jirango, like I told like many people, really. And then subiyeyo muri April, wari Avril 2025, ngezeyo umuntu wa mbere ahitaze. Someone wanted to buy a car like 3 weeks since I like landed back. Ubwo ngo ndayimugurira, that was a success. Nta nubwo yatinze as we anticipated. Hahita hazaho ibintu bya hybrid ko bagiye kuzisubizaho imisoro. People had pressure, mbabonye wa kabiri. Nayo it was very, very chaotic. Iyo nayo ndayideliverинga. In the middle of it, a friend of mine nawe yaje muri Dubai ashaka kugura imodoka. I did the same thing. And yeah, it was quite a good
Would
thing.
you say that it was easy to gain people's trust? Maybe
it was for me because abantu bari banze, abantu nakoreye bwa mbere n'abantu bari banze. I started with a family member now, and now the people that went to school together, like people who know you. Kuryo they can even make the money bakayaguhereza babo. Niyo wabarya bikabatungura ko wabari. You understand? So those people really trusted me, and I am glad I delivered. It's a faith journey, really. I'm buying a car for you, ndayifite right now, ariko it is in Dubai. How am I supposed to teleport it to Kigali now? It's not teleporting, you ship it. So all the way inyura mu nyanja ibyo byose ni Imana ibyo ngibyo bikora. But also this person that gave you the money and everything trusts that you're doing your best to deliver. So in the very beginning it was not really hard for me, because these are the people that knew me. Ariko on a large scale nyine umuntu utakuzi is gonna take more than that, really.
Yeah, I can imagine. Ko abantu benshi, at least they know you. Ari umuntu ukuzi, abati I know this person. Nimba ntanamuzi nzi naho ataha Kigali nzi wawe n'ibyo. But I know also your character. Kuko kenshi usibye ko you never you can never know a person fully. Kuko nk'ungu yamubwira ati njye nabaye scammed by a family member. Bitewe wenda nawe nuko yari ameze ariko I think it all draws down to your character as a person.
Exactly. I think sinavuga ngo nabaye lucky ariko niba umuntu akuzi mwarasenganye abazi niba yakwizera cyangwa atakwizera wenda kuba wamuhemukira it's a surprise ariko wenda the basic stuff akabizi ko if a person takes like 20 million akazikoherereza for a vehicle nuko there is a certain trust from there atekereza ko you cannot disappoint. So pretty much think that's what happened for me.
Okay, so now ubungu arimo amafaranga arimo nako
yeah you guys come show up nyine you start with a clean slate mureba aho bijyana biva. I wouldn't discourage anyone to do that. There's Dubai, there's China, there's a lot of car market places people can do.
But in terms of profit that you make,
well, I'm still there and I left a career, so that's a good answer. If you ask me. Oh yeah.
So hari ikintu nshaka ko tuvugana noneho ubungu about we all have friends. Cyangwa se we all know someone wagiye kuba hanze cyane cyane abantu bagera muri circumstances zitandukanye impamvu zitandukanye wagiye warangije kwiga abagiye mbere bagiye kwiga bakomeza n'ubuzima hari abagiye because it's family bagakomerezaho ariko akenshi ukajya kumva umuntu nyine they have this fear of coming back to the country kuko wowe uko tubwiye wagiye ujya hanze ukagaruka ukajya hanze ukagaruka usubirayo you have that much freedom yo kugenda ugaruka ariko hari umuntu uvuga ati I have fear of coming back. One of the reasons being yuko we yagiye hanze ibyo yagiye expecting ko azabona ntabwo yabigezeho izo challenges wenda we nazo agira probably not well ntabwo copings well with them chance cyo gufacing n'ibyo ngibyo ariko I think mostly it's the pressure abantu baba gushizaho expectations abantu bagushiza batsininga ko mu Rwanda I did not succeed as much as nabishakaga cyangwa nzagera mbemeza iki nageze kuki ngiye hanze ngarutse. So what do you think about that? Ubona bimeze gute niki kibitera? What's your view on that?
That is a very broad question to ask someone. Urabivuga wagira ngo ntuye muri Dubai for a decade or something. I've been there for 2 years or some 2 years and a half now. Ariko for me, I think ni misconception, cyangwa no kutiyakira, simbizi. There's no way you will convince me that the 1 year I've spent in Dubai, cyangwa in US, cyangwa in France, I've succeeded and made money enough to impress everyone in Kigali. Ari umujyi nakuriyemo nkawubukiramo. I was born and raised in this city and then spent like more than 25 years. Now, I did not succeed in those years. Ariko umwaka umwe ngiye mu Bufaransa ibintu ndabiciye ndabimaze. Unless I stole from someone. Cyangwa nakoze like ibintu byo gutombora. Wenda bibaho. Ariko niba ari career, niba ari gushaka amafaranga, I don't believe bishobora kubaho as luck kuba ko na currency zari azweretse za hano. Ariko kutagaruka mu Rwanda ngo kutara succeeding mu mwaka umwe katuvuge ko udafite itike. Cyangwa se nyine ufite iyo pressure yo kuba ngo nderekana iki. Ariko this is me. This is how I left, by the way. I did not even become brown. I'm still the same. Kuko is 2 years. Abantu babitekereza nyine they put that pressure on you, but I really think it's not realistic. It's not even fair. Did you succeed? Why I left you here? It's been Lord knows how many years.
That is so typical of you.
Yes, but then did you succeed? Nibanje, let me enjoy, because again, why do I come back? It's a lot of money also paying for the fares, the transportation. Njewe staying out of the country, like staying in an environment where it's all about work.
Yeah.
It's very toxic to me. I need to reset. Nongere ntekereze neza. I meet people that I've missed. I even tell people what I do, because this is my market, by the way.
Yeah.
Now I don't sell to like Dubai people, Arab people. I sell to fellow Rwandese. And then I also get to reset and rest. But then no nkiraho pressure ngo I don't have to come kubera ko ntaragura inzu ntarubaka narashaka umugore. Hey, put me down, please. Like a little bit. Yeah.
Ariko hari n'abantu bagiye bamaze igihe. Anyway, especially from experience, hari n'abagiye bamaze igihe kinini. kandi mu by'ukuri things don't always turn out as we want. Wa mugani izi expectations abantu bazishyire hasi. But what would you say to this person uri hanze we aho n'ibyo bintu, what's your word to this person?
Yeah, I wouldn't say ko mfite byinshi namubwira, ariko rimwe na rimwe it's even wise. If you can't handle it, it's fine. Kubera ko truth be told, Kigali is very expensive. Twese turabizi nta n'abihungira. So I might spend more money than I do spend back in a country that is considered to be expensive, because you come here, probably you don't have a car, you have to rent that. Umeze nkanjye ntubiwanyu, waranze kubiwanyu ugatari ugomba kurenting a house, like all those things byadinga kuri vacation warujemo, byadinga kuri the ticket, byadinga to your whole concept of impressing people kuvuye hanze, and it's toxic really.
Yeah.
So if niba wumva ushaka kuguma hanze to build yourself, kazamura your net worth and everything, I would say stay. Ariko niba wumva ushaka kujya mu rugo to rest, gusuhuza iwanyu, gusuhuza inshuti zawe, to refresh your mind and all that, I would say come.
Yeah.
Waza hano ugatega moto. I do that. Kandi mgurisha imodoka. You understand? It's funny. Ariko it's 2 years.
Yeah,
now you expect me to be driving what? Birashoboka ko naba narabigezeho, ariko niba ntarabigeraho, allow me to rest. This is my home country. I grew up here. Niba kandi wumva ugishaka kuzamura iyo net worth yawe, wumva nyine izo deals zindi nizo expenses udashaka kuzijyamo now, I think it's also fine. Because there are times nanye mutazamona for 5 years maybe.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm gonna do that, ariko do what is right regardless of ibyo abandi batekereza, nabyo ni byiza, ariko what is more important to you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Here, as we wrap up, when you look back at your journey, maybe even what this is God's grace. What are you most grateful for?
Well, that should be a very hard question to answer, because it's very simple to me.
Yeah.
What is it that I'm not grateful for? That is the question I should actually ask myself. I'm grateful for everything. The journey, the clients, the fear, the disappointments, the success, the long nights, the long days, the long drives, and all that. Ntekereza ko God carried me through. If it hadn't been for him, let me tell you, ntabwo nari kubishobora. This is one of the things I did while scared. I didn't know what goes around there. I didn't know if I'm gonna like sales and logistics, because I was completely, ibintu twavuga ko ari abantu babyiga banabikora ari ubufu.
Yeah.
Because I was an engineer now, I was so high there. Abantu batekereza ko ndenze. Now I'm going to completely the basics. So I did it even scared. But God kept me. Ahantu utafite umuvandimwe, far away from family, in an Arab country with the whole concept on what about Dubai and all that. I really found grace.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful. I found a church, I found friends, I found peace. That is a big deal to me. Ibindi biraza nyuma, ariko if I don't have peace, if I don't have like ubwo buntu nyine bw'Imana, I'm lost. So I'm grateful for that grace. I'm grateful for favor. No kubona umuntu ashobora kwizera agakora ibyo bintu. It's a big deal. I'm grateful for his plans. They are bigger. Aho waba uri hose, by the way. You can be blessed here. Utarinze kugenda, you can be blessed in a desert. That is a desert, by the way. No, very vivid. Hapana njya kuvuga ngo umuntu ari mu butayu bw'ubuzima. No. Desert. Urabire ukona nta kintu kihakura, ni ivumbi gusa rizamuka. But God is faithful regardless.
Amen. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing us with your experience. Ni byiza ko kenshi twumva reality y'ibintu uko bimeze. You were young, watubwiye about your transition, uko byatangiye hano, the different life choices we get to make, and how God carries us throughout. I think that's the biggest point. And abantu wese waba wizeye Imana watayizera, whatever you go through, nubwo waba utabibona cyangwa utabirecognize mu buzima bwawe, ariko the fact that you're still able to make it, that is God himself.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is the Dominion Podcast. See you next time.
ushobora kwarumvishe inkuru y'ubutumwa k'umugabo witwa Yesu Kristo, ariko mfashe amahirwe kugira ngo nkubwire muncamake wari we n'icyo yaje gukora. Yesu aragukunda, yagukunze mbere yo kumumenya, arakwitangira, aguha ubugingo. Yategereje iki gihe kugira ngo umuhereze ubuzima bwawe. Niyo mpamvu ndi hano kuri ekran kugira ngo amahirwe yo kugira ngo utange ubuzima bwawe usimbuze ubwe kugira ngo ubeho iteka ryose. Yaje arapfa kubw'icyaha cyawe, azuka kubwawe. Byose abikorera wowe kubw'urukundo. Biravuga ngo kuko Imana akunze ab'isi mwisi cyane byatumye itanga umwana w'ikinege kugira ngo umwizeye wese atarimbuka ahubwo ahabwe ubugingo buhoraho. Ubutumwa n'ubwawe ushoboye uyu munsi gusimbuka urupfu rw'iteka ukabasha kwakira ubugingo bw'iteka ryose. Nimba wemeranya n'ubu butumwa, subiramo aya magambo ngiye guherekeza kugira ngo amateka yawe ahinduke. Subiramo hamwe nanjye uvuge ngo Mwami Yesu, numvishe inkuru yawe, ndifuza guhindura ubuzima bwanjye, nkakwakira mu buzima bwanjye, nkakira ubuzima bw'iteka mu buzima bwanjye. Ndagushimiye ko ibyaha byanjye byose nabibabariwe kubw'umurimo wakoze ku musaraba. Uyu munsi ndizeye mu mutima wanjye kandi natuje akanwa kanjye kuri umwami wenyine, ukaba n'umukiza wenyine ubugingo bwanjye. Amen. Gwero uyu munsi urakijijwe, ushaka kugira ngo tugufashe dukurikirane ubuzima bwawe uyu munsi bw'uko umaze ku mwana w'Imana. Felicitation cyane. Wandikiye email iri hano munsi y'ekran cyangwa iyo numero ya WhatsApp kugira tubashe gukurikirana. Urakoze cyane.